Masters of the universe. Whenever you see one of these fulsome front page splashes in the fossil media, you know, just like the AFR's famous herogram to Gladys Berejiklian in the lounge shot of Gladys, garbed in angel white with inscrutable Mona Lisa smile, all cooked up and headlined, "The Woman Who Saved Australia." You just know the pride and media adulation come before the fall. Gladys ended up at ICAC pretty shortly after that. Same deal with the bizoids and the fundies, as the AFR, the financial press, likes to affectionately refer to them. One of the most memorable of this genre was around the eve of the GFC crisis, the last finance boom, and the AFR splashed with a picture of none other than the three financiers, Alan Moss of Macquarie Bank, Phil Green of Babcock & Brown, and David Coe of Allco Finance Group, giants of the finance world. The B&B and Allco, two of them, are now extinct. They have gone to the dustbin of corporate history, fallen into the loving embrace of their liquidators and assorted insolvency practitioners who reap fees to this very day. From memory, the headline to the Post photo was "Masters of the Universe," and all three had overseen financial engineering empires which deployed other people's money and impossibly Byzantine corporate structures while ripping out their $30 million bonuses or the like. They typically borrowed heavily, using other people's money, juggled the assets around in structures that nobody could understand, deliberately concocted, and made enormous profits by shuffling paper, asset revaluations, and so forth. The other one of those three, that magnificent triumvirate, Macquarie Bank, survived. It was bailed out during the GFC, given sovereign bond guarantees so it could borrow money dirt cheap at the sovereign rate, same price that it cost government to borrow through in the bond market, and they ploughed it into whatever they wanted. And what they actually ploughed it into was $30 to $70 billion in junk bonds, those junkyard dogs, we called them at the time. The bond prices doubled. The share prices and Macquarie shares went from $10 when they were bailed to around $200 today, and the $30 million bonuses resumed. It was a massive bet on the public teat, and it worked. You've got to give it to them. They don't call them the silver donut for nothing. That logo proved prophetic. The Mac bankers got the silver, and the shareholders and the taxpayers, they got the donut. Privatizations were among their favourite plays. Dudding governments, they did it with flair in toll roads and airports and transmission towers. Anything that they could package up, that they could securitise. They ripped out the cash, they plunged in the debt, other people's money, and revalued the paper, and then took out their bonuses. What a scam. And so it was in recent days, with much interest, that we noticed that Thames Water, the biggest water and wastewater utility in the UK, like Sydney Water or Melbourne Water, has been sunk, and Macquarie is back there again, offering its finance. Here, have some nice debt so we can take you by the short and curlies again. So we had a call from the BBC about 8 years ago after the Thames Water purchase by Macquarie, the privatisation. The producer had seen our silver donut coverage, how they pulled off their scams. In wonderment, did these lads actually pay for Thames Water with Thames Water's own money, he inquired. At this point, Thames Water, controlled by Macquarie, had been busted dumping raw sewage into the Thames River. And we responded to the BBC producer that yes, in a way, they had paid for it with Thames' own money. They'd used the Thames assets to raise money from other people, banks, other financiers, fund managers, to offer the highest price. And that enabled them to offer the highest price in the UK government privatisation, the first privatisation of a water utility in the UK. In that tender, then they ripped out the cash, plunged in the debt, cut the cost, raised the water rates for the punters, for customers, and then they ripped out the fees. Privatisation. What a magnificent scam for the bankers. And so now to another market darling, good old Lease. Bombed out and soul searching, share price on its knees, down from near 20 bucks in a few years to $6 or so. It's another market darling, praised in the finance press. But the chickens have come home to roost, and there is one more chicken to come, and that is the billion-dollar tax scam in the retirement village that Lease and PwC concocted. It won't be long now, we're hearing, until the tax office, which is in nice talks at the moment, descends on them, and if so, they will have to restate 10 years of their accounts for being misleading. This was once the bluest of blue chips, and now a testament to how the worm turns in markets and how the heroes of yesteryear have now become the villains. Steve McCann was in the Fin Review this week. The CEO who did all the fancy financial engineering, a former merchant banker, it looks like he's pulled out 60 million in cash, while shareholders have copped it right in the neck because all the chickens have come home to roost, and now we're just waiting for the tax scam to reach its denouement. Thank you very much for your support here at the West Report. Please like, share and comment in the space below, and throw us a few bucks on Patreon if you can.